Alright you lot, I've got something interesting to show you in this box. But before we do that, I've got something even more interesting to show you. So this year hasn't been the hottest year we've had in my lifetime. 2019, 20 and 21 we had sort of 38 degrees Celsius, 40 degrees Celsius. You know, it was 30 degrees at least for months. Last year was moderate, hit 30 a few times. This year been 35, 30 degrees, mainly in the low, mid to high 20s. However, it has been reasonably hot. I come home one day from work and looked on the mantelpiece indoors and I saw this. Now, this you might think from first glance is some candles made of wax. Nope. They're plastic. And, well, I had that one off a bit so I could show you. They take batteries. And these were on the windowsill, in fact, indoors in my home. They are 3 separate candles made of plastic. And they were just sitting happily on the windowsill. They're 3 separate candles, but they were put in like a triangle, just on the windowsill as ornaments. And they had completely melted. I was like, what the bloody hell? So they've been there for years and they've never melted before. But all of a sudden the other day they obviously decided they want to melt. They're plastic, not wax. So I thought that was entertaining and just fascinating in the same way, that it was that hot that it melted this and a picture frame as well. There we go, you lot. Don't put things on windowsills. Now I wonder if they'll still light up actually. I've not even tried to light them up. Nah, they're probably well gone. Oh, that one does. Oh dear. Right, let's get on to what's inside this box. Alright. So, I recently said publicly in a video and to myself that I wasn't going to buy any more RC stuff because I've got other priorities at the moment. However, I bought this before I decided that, so this is allowed. You know, I'm not in trouble for this. Went on eBay. I was having a look around. A lot of the stuff on eBay is, you know, ridiculously priced for what it is. So I spend a lot of time just looking to see what is about on eBay. Come across this and I thought this would be a nice thing because it's supposed to be a P10, Kyosho P10, Pure 10 Alpha. I've already got one. You've all seen it, the one that I had from new. This is another one, fully complete, supposed to be fully complete, supposed to be working. And you know, there's not supposed to be anything wrong with it. It's supposed to be 100% working. All I've got to do is put fuel in it, batteries in the receiver and transmitter, and she should go. But the reason I go to eBay is because it's fun, isn't it? I mean, let's be honest. You never know what you're going to get, and you should only ever buy anything on eBay if you're prepared to not get what you paid for. So, you know, that's always been my advice. Been buying and selling on eBay since 2008, and you know, it used to be bad. You know, people used to be somewhat unscrupulous before. Bloody hell! I wonder what he's packed that in there, well. Right. It used to be somewhat unscrupulous before, but it's not too bad now. I mean, like I say, you only ever buy it if you're prepared not to get what you paid for. But we should have in here a Pure 10 Alpha. And I can tell you for one, I've just said it's not as bad as it used to be. I'm pretty sure this should have a transmitter with it. which we haven't got. There's definitely no transmitter. There's definitely, oh, there's a piece of fuel pipe in the bottom of that box, but there's definitely no transmitter in there, and there's also definitely no transmitter in there. So I'll have to double check the listing to make sure that I was supposed to get the transmitter. It's no big deal if I don't get the transmitter, mind you, but I was just trying to stick up for eBay just then, but you know. So we've got ourselves a P10. It's a nice looking one. I tell you what, one of the things that drew me to it was the shell. It's a very nice shell put on there. It's got some mods on it, bits and bobs. The other thing, by the way, was the postage was 15 quid, and it was meant to be next day. When the postage turned up, the label said £6.95. Granted, it turned up next day, but it was £6.95, not 15 quid. So, but there we go. I was expecting that anyway. I know it doesn't cost 15 quid to post a Nitro car. I've posted many. It costs around about £8 or £9 for next day delivery within the UK mainland, not 15. So this is a very nicely done shell. I'm happy with that. That is brilliant. And you know what? I like the way all the stickers. It's lovely. So let's see what else we've got. These are the original tyres that come with these when you get these. It looks like they've put these tyres on different wheels. We've got purple nuts. We've got purple shocks. All aluminium, anodised. Suspension's good actually. No batteries in the receiver, if there is a receiver. Looks like there is because we've got an aerial poking out the top there. Hardly any scratches on the bottom, so I'd say it's probably hardly been used, or if it has, it's just been literally on tarmac and you know, not been off-road too much. It's a bit dirty, somewhat dirty here and there. The air filter has probably seen better days, to be honest. It looks like the foam has started to break up. Actually, no, that's not too bad, actually. That's pretty good. Can't really fault that. It's got a bit of a hole in it there, look. It goes more or less straight through, but other than that, it's alright. So, servo-wise, yeah, that works. Brakes, I don't know yet, hang on. Let's see, we'll try. Let me try them. Just be patient. Will you just be patient? Stop panicking. Brakes. They do work. Oh, they don't work really, do they? They do, but not very well. Engine. Yeah, very nice. One of the reasons I was interested in this, because this is identical to the one I've already got. And some of you may remember, it broke, the diff broke. I got a replacement diff, but it took me months to put it back together, and I'm pretty sure I've lost some parts. So this is complete, so it will give me an idea. I'll be able to look at this and work out how to put it back together from the parts that I've got left over from the other one. And also, I really like these platforms. Let's try and get her to fire up, because I know that's what a lot of you are here for. You want to see, will she run? And will she run is a very good question. I'm gonna trigger a lot of you, annoy a lot of you. This is a small engine. This is 25% racing fuel. I'm going to put some of this in there. And I can already... Oh yeah. That person there in the back, he's going red. The other one over there, the vein on his head there is starting to show pretty strongly. Good. Good. Right, does the primer work? That is the question. Does the primer work? It does, it does. Can you see? Can you see? Let me zoom, let me zoom. Here we go. Watch that. Can you see that? Ready? Plenty of primage. Let's get a glow starter. I'll zoom out a bit because we're a little bit cramped. There we go. Let's see if we're going to get any fireage. Throttle is... Oh, the throttle is... Now the throttle's closed. Lovely. Here we go. Are we going to get any fireage? Who knows? That sounds really nice. That's definitely a healthy engine, I can tell you that now. Just leaving it to run and you lot can hear it. That is lovely. That is absolutely brilliant. I couldn't be more happy with that. All four wheels were spinning. You know, it ran really well. It sounded nice and quiet, which these engines should sound nice and quiet. They're a quiet engine in general, especially with that exhaust. When you got these, well, I don't know if this one might not have been a kit. This one might have been bought, you know, out of a shop. My one was a kit in a magazine. But when you got the magazine kit, I got two exhausts. I got a little exhaust, which was just a little one. It was sort of there, and I think it popped out here somewhere. Or you got the manifold and you got the pipe. I put the manifold and the pipe on my one because I wanted the exhaust to come out the side, and this is what this one's got. These are nice. They're a nice engine as well. So I'm just going to have a look at the listing to see if I was meant to get the transmitter or not, because he might have just forgot to put it in which case, you know, I'll sort that out. Right, so I've had a look in the description, and there's nothing that mentions, it says it's ready to rip everything you need to rip, in his words, but there's no mention that you will get a transmitter. However, there is a photograph of said transmitter in the pictures. So why would you hold the transmitter in a picture if you're not going to send it with it? So I'm going to send him a message and see what he says. Righto, message sent. So we'll see what he says, but in the meantime, a very nice example of a Kyosho. Just have a closer look for those of you that may want to have a bit of a closer look. You know, this is a nice one. I'll probably have a few, I'll probably give it a bit of a blast out with the old air compressor. Blow away a lot of that grass and that dirt around there or on the chassis plate. Get a new air filter for it. I have got some foams. I might even cut the foam. This is for lawnmowers. Oh, what's that one down in there? That might do. Bit dirty, but it hasn't got a hole in it, has it? Not like that one's got a hole in it. There we go. I think what I'll probably do, this is too coarse, I mean the holes are too big, but this stuff, nice and fine, so I'll probably end up cutting a circle and doing this. This is just for lawnmowers, because I've also, not so much now, but I used to repair lawnmowers, buy them at auction, in bulk, lawnmowers, petrol lawnmowers, diesel lawnmowers, repair them and sell them. So it's just lawnmower foam, but I can make an air filter, no problem at all. I'll stick that up there, I've got plenty of that, and that's just a coarse one for an old two-stroke one. Make a new air filter, sort out a transmitter for it. Let's have a look. We didn't look in here, did we? We didn't look at the radio gear. What receiver have we got, if we've got one? Which I think we have, because look, we've got an aerial poking out of there. It's probably going to be, yeah, this is I don't know whether you could see by the pictures a minute ago, but this is the receiver for the transmitter that he was holding in the pictures. So I reckon he's just forgotten to put the transmitter in the box. Because we got the receiver for it, the 2.4 gigahertz receiver. We've got the battery pack. I'll get a hump pack and put a hump pack in there when we go and give it a bit of a test. And see what it's like. But that shell is the nuts. I think maybe we could make it a little bit lower at the front because there's a bit of a big gap there. The back looks pretty much spot on, doesn't it? I think we could. I wonder if my BMW shell would fit this. Might do. I think we can. Should we play around and get that a little bit lower at the front? I'm not really sure why there's a hole there because, well, you can't really get the pole start, can you? And obviously put the hole there. That hole's for the glow starter, obviously. But that one, I mean, what's that for? You know, that one, how are you supposed to... I think what I'll do is I'll tie a cable tie to that and then poke that out of the hole. And you're about to grab on the cable tie and lift up the lid and then put fuel in. So at least once it's running, you're about to refuel it. But other than that, I don't really know why they put a hole there. It's above the pole start, but you can't. I like it. I like these when they're high. A lot of people chop these off level, but I like it when they're too high. I don't know. I just like that sort of style. Let's play around with this, the height of the shell. So that's as low. I could make it go lower if I undid the screws and moved the posts up, and then I could bring that down. Let's put that back on. I reckon that is going to be, well, yeah, that's a lot better than it was. It's still a bit too high, I think, but it's a lot better than it was. The back's pretty much spot on, and it's not too low on the ground either. I like that. I like that a lot. It's starting to rain outside now. Thunderstorms are predicted. That is brilliant. I'm proper happy with that. I'm just going to go and get the washing in. Another bit of rain. Gutter's split though. Bloody heat melts everything. Melted the gutter. Anyway, there we go. She ran. That was an easy one as well, wasn't it? Normally when I get things off of eBay, see, that one wasn't a garage find or a loft find. That was I think that was just a working Nitro car that someone didn't want anymore. So that was an easy one to get going. Normally when I get them off of eBay, I always try to buy the ones that I don't know, nobody knows, or they've got a seized engine, or there's something wrong with them, they've been sat in a shed, dusty, covered in mouse poo, you know. They're the ones I normally try and find. But sometimes you get perfectly running ones come along and you think, I'm just going to get that and have some fun with it. So I'll catch you lot on the next one. All the best, enjoy yourselves, thanks again for watching. Don't forget, all videos come out to members before the general public, so if you want to get early access to all of the videos, consider pressing the join channel button and become a member of this channel. If not, just stick around and you'll see all the interesting things that come along, and there'll be some videos of this coming up. I've got a nice fresh long piece of tarmac that I know of that's just been laid in the last couple of weeks. I'll take this down there. I'll stick a receiver in it that I can bind up to a transmitter that I've already got, unless he sends me the transmitter. If I get a message back and he's like, oh yeah, I'm sorry, I forgot the transmitter, I'll send it. I'll wait for that, and then I'll take this out for a blast. And we'll see what she's like. Catch on the next one, you lot. Look after each other and look after yourselves. Ciao for now. Oh, and remember, don't be afraid to take risks. If you don't take risks, you'll never ever know, will you? Hey, go on eBay, yeah, allocate yourself. What I always do is allocate myself a budget. Go on, allocate yourself a budget of what you want to spend, yeah? Don't go over it. There are some exceptions, but you'll have to work those out for yourselves, whether you want to have exceptions. You know, if some rare thing that you've been looking for 20 years comes up, you know, you're going to have to get it, ain't you? But allocate yourself a budget. Don't get carried away with the bidding on eBay. Say to yourself, I like that, I'm going to pay this much for it, and that is it. Wait until the last minute and stick your bid in. If you get it, you get it. If you don't, you don't. And always be prepared never to receive what you expect. That way, you won't get scammed. Because if you're prepared to receive or not what you pay for. That's it. And to be honest, you know, who cares anyway? See you later.